Barry Ferguson is calling the shots. Hibs replace Davy Marshall, and Hearts finally show a bit of interest in the transfer market. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and this is your daily transfer roundup for the 23rd of June 2023. So I think the big news of today is Barry Ferguson. He's been talking about Rangers, he's been talking about Lyndon Dykes, and he's been talking about how Lyndon Dykes would be the perfect number 9 for Rangers, and that the club must act now and sign him up. Now, of course, we know that Lyndon Dykes did work with Michael Beale at QPR, so they do have that connection. I'm sure Michael Beale will know about Lyndon Dykes, and he will know whether or not he wants Lyndon Dykes to be a part of this Rangers setup. Now, we've seen Rangers have bids for strikers that have been knocked back already this season, so it is clear that they are trying to improve in that area, and I think they have to going forward. I think they need to improve in that position, and for me, Lyndon Dykes would be a big improvement. I think he would come in and be the best striker by far that Rangers have. So, would be a good signing for me.
It would be a good signing for me too, but a lot of Rangers fans disagree with this. Over on my channel, they're like, we do not need Lyndon Dykes. But I do disagree with Barry Ferguson to an extent, because he says that Lyndon Dykes is going to come in, right, and score 20 goals a season. Is he? How can he guarantee that? Dykes has never been prolific. I don't think he can guarantee that. And for me, that's not what you're going to get if you bring Lyndon Dykes in. You're going to get great build-up play, and he's going to get goals, right? His goal-scoring record's better than Sam Lammers. But at the end of the day, is Lyndon Dykes the answer for Rangers in terms of goal-scoring? He's not. But he's still a good player. So I think if Rangers are looking for a prolific striker, he's no the man.
But he might be, just because he hasn't scored that kind of goals in his career. Rangers would probably be the most dominant team that he's played for. He's going to be getting more chances than he did at Livingston. He's going to be getting more chances than he gets at QPR.
Yes, he might be, but Barry Ferguson's coming out and saying he will get 20 goals. He's saying that like he's got a track record that he's got 20 goals a season in him.
Yeah, but nah, Van Dijk, Shankland, these guys got 20 goals.
Van Dijk?
No, Van Veen.
Van Dijk.
For me, Lyndon Dykes is just as good, if not better, than those two.
Well, Steve Clark thinks so.
I would personally have Lyndon Dykes over those two.
Yeah, like, goals isn't everything, and realistically, you don't need someone to score you 30. It helps an awful lot, right? And with Sam Lammers, you've lost Morelos. Cholak could be on the way. I've seen Rangers want 10 million for Cholak. How they think they're going to weasel that fee out of anybody, I am not sure. But I want Lyndon Dykes, but a lot of Rangers fans do not want Lyndon Dykes. I don't know if it's because they don't think he's good enough, or because he's in the national team, or because he's playing for QPR, or because he used to play for Livingston and they think he's just not good enough for Rangers. I don't know what it is. I've seen people have the exact same opinion about Van Veen, about Nisbet, about Shankland. He's not good enough for Rangers.
Well, I think he is good enough. So does Barry Ferguson. He said it would be an absolute no-brainer for something like 2 million they need to try and get Lyndon Dykes. And it's not going to be easy though, because there is rumoured to be other clubs interested in signing Lyndon Dykes, one of them being Millwall. However, I'm pretty sure if Dykes was offered a move to Millwall, or offered a move to Rangers, he'd probably take the latter. So
would Nisbet have chose Rangers over Millwall?
Don't know, maybe.
I think Dykes is too good to be playing for QPR. I mean, he's had his stint. He's had 3 years, 4 years. It's time to move on.
Time to come back to Scotland and tear up the Celtic defence.
Let's be real. I know people laugh, oh, you've a lower championship striker in your national team. But Dykes could do a job for a Premier League team. He could definitely do one. Maybe not in terms of goals, but his hold-up play. He's like a Firmino. He's like a Poundland Firmino.
He's better than Shea Adams for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Hibernian have signed a goalkeeper. They have signed Ghanaian international Jojo Wallacott.
Sounds like Theo Walcott.
It does sound like Theo Walcott, but it's Jojo.
He's not height of Walcott. He's not a good goalie.
No. It's Jojo Wallacott, and Hibs have signed him from Charter Athletic on an undisclosed fee. Now, he is 26 years old. He's a Ghanaian international, and he has 11 caps for his national side. Now, Wallacott has worked under Easter Road boss Lee Johnson during their time together at Bristol City. So obviously Johnson knows about him. He must think he's a good player. Johnson said he's athletic, brave and confident. With big competitions coming up, it's important we're strong in the goalkeeping department. He's a player I've known for some time. It's great to see that he's starting to fulfill his potential. He now has over 100 games under his belt and has played on the international stage with Ghana. For me, this isn't Hibs adding to their numbers. I think this is Hibs replacing Davy Marshall. I just don't really see Hibs going out spending money on an international goalkeeper to come and play second fiddle.
Absolutely. David Marshall actually had a good season last year. But
He did, but he was error prone at the same time.
No, he was, absolutely.
And he had a lot of good games. He had that double penalty save, not denying that. Davy Marshall is a good goalkeeper.
No, you're right. But
he is error prone.
Any team outside the old firm that's buying a goalie for money, who's an actual international, is going straight into the starting position.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Or at least, at the bare minimum, he's buying him to contest the goals, the starting position.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marshall leaves after this.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to go straight in, but he's at least buying him with the potential and hope of him being competition. You don't sign a goalkeeper for money outside the old firm to play backup.
No, absolutely.
You're getting someone that's not even in their prime yet. You know, a young goalkeeper, 26, and a Ghana international. I would have to assume that, I'm not saying this has cost millions, but I would have to assume that this has cost Hibernian a decent amount of money, probably maybe a couple $100,000, and that's a lot of money for Hibs.
Easily.
And they've signed him on a 3-year deal.
They promised to spend a lot of money, so fair play.
And I think they need to, because their team isn't that great. But there you go. Jojo Walcott has joined Hibs. I can't really comment too much because I haven't seen the guy play, but he is an international. He's got 11 caps, and he played for Charlton Athletic. I mean, I don't think he'll be bad.
I think he'll be good. Could he be the difference maker of them getting in and out of Europe? I haven't seen the guy, but I mean, Ghana's a pretty decent international team, so he must be alright.
Yeah, it's not like he's playing for Botswana. You know, I mean, Ghana is pretty good, so you can get 11 caps for them. He must be semi-decent. Moving on, though. Speaking of decent, this guy is pretty decent. John McGinn.
Oh, I've already talked about this.
But well, we're talking about it again. John McGinn, the Aston Villa captain, has signed a 4-year deal to stay at Aston Villa. Now, this is a bit of a surprise to me. John McGinn will now stay at the club until 2027. He is 28, so if he does stay at Aston Villa for the remainder of this contract, then he's going to be, 33 by the time this deal runs out. I actually think John McGinn is better than Villa, and that's no disrespect to Villa. I know they've done well this season. Emery's got them playing really good stuff. They're in Europe. I think being in European football is going to be great for John McGinn. I think he can eat up that Europa Conference League. And for me, Aston Villa have to be setting themselves a target of winning that.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
Arguably favourites.
Yep.
I think Juventus are in it as well. But for me, I think Aston Villa should be looking to win that. And yeah, no, John McGinn is a great player, but I think he's got a level higher than Villa.
He does, but
and I think it would be sad that if he never got to test himself at that level. I'm not saying it would work out, but he has been linked in the past with United. I think it would just be disappointing if we never get to see him in a top team. And who knows, maybe he wouldn't cut it, maybe he'd go to United, maybe it wouldn't work out and he'd get like a move back to like a mid-table Premier League side, but I think it would just be nice to see him actually get that chance.
I think you'll probably see this contract out and go back to... I think you'll see this contract out and go to Celtic. That's what I think will happen.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Although, what you could argue, maybe this will
I'm not saying 33's done, but it is the sort of age you would see him coming back up the road.
It's the sort of age where he's not going to go to a bigger club than Aston Villa.
Yeah.
If he's going to be signed by a top 6 club, it's going to be now.
Absolutely.
Now, who knows, maybe this could mean...
I think you could even argue maybe a couple of seasons ago.
This could pave the way, though, for Aston Villa to maybe demand a big transfer fee with him just signing a new deal. Although, speaking of deals, Hearts are interested in another Japanese player, so apparently we're not allowed to sign Japanese players. Apparently Celtic are the only ones allowed to do that, but no, Hearts are looking to add another Japanese man to their ranks, and they are showing interest in right-back Riku Handa, who plays for Gamba Osaka.
Sounds like a pretty cool name. Can't dispute that. Cool name, great guy. Let's get him into the Jambos.
Yeah, he's the current teammate of former Jambo Machino, who I believe, currently plays for Gamba Osaka, and he went to the English champions Manchester City. Just didn't really work out for him, though. So, yeah, no, I mean, another Japanese player. I think we've seen other clubs now utilise the Japanese market. Obviously, Celtic brought in some Japanese players, with Hearts bringing in Yoda. We had Motherwell bringing in Rikusu, or whatever he's called.
Or something.
So,
Rikushi.
you know what? It does make sense. I think it's a good market for Scottish clubs to look at. Now, yeah, the likes of Hearts and Motherwell probably can't sign the sort of Japanese players that Celtic can.
Yep.
But I still think it's a good way to try and get players in. And
maybe Celtic looked at his tweets and thought, oh, we can't sign him, and then Hearts have got the pass me downs.
Maybe aye. Maybe
aye. But what is the next transfer story that I'm eager to hear? Come on, hit
Queen's
me.
Park launching a bid to sign Bayern Munich wonderkid Barry Hepburn, who currently plays for the Bayern Munich 2 team.
So where did he come from?
Celtic.
Well, that's a decent move for Queen's Park, if they can get him, but I think the fact that this guy goes on loan to Queen's Park just says that his wee Bayern Munich career's not went that well for him.
Yeah.
This ain't Queen's Park that have just got promoted. This is Queen's Park who balled promotion, so realistically, how good could this guy really be if he's getting loaned back to Queen's Park?
Yeah, the fact that a loan move to Queen's Park is even an option tells me he's never going to work out from at Bayern Munich.
At least he gets to play at Hampden, though.
Yeah, well, that's true. He is 19 as well, so...
Yeah, it's not like he's 16.
Yeah, at 16 you can maybe accept. At 19, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if Queen's Park, I guess it'd be a good move for them to get a player of this calibre in. And by calibre, I'm assuming he's good because...
Bayern Munich don't sign nobodies.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's the transfer news for today. We'll catch you in the next one tomorrow, of course. But, yeah, not a lot happening. We need some big moves. We need some big deals. And at the moment, everyone's keeping their cards close to their chest. But looks like David Marshall could be on the way out of Hibs. Or maybe not on the way out, but accepting a number 2
the way
role.
the number 1 seat.
Aye. Anyway, that's it. Catch you next one. Till then, been Full Football. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.